Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Quotables. Today, we are covering a classic movie, but first, I want to introduce my co-host and friend, Ernie.
Hello, I am Ernie, and as always, I want to introduce you my co-host and friend, Lex here.
Thank you. Ernie, we are talking about Indiana Jones, The Raiders of the Lost Ark. You chose this movie.
I
Tell me
did,
why.
and just before I start, I'm actually really excited to do this movie. It's one of those movies I used to watch as a kid, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I probably shouldn't have been watching it as a kid,
Yeah.
but it's a great movie. And actually, it's funny because I was pretty excited to do it, but it looks like you're pretty excited as well because you're
Well, that's
dressed.
what we're going to get into. I'm dressed, what?
What?
I thought you said I'm
No,
dressed.
because because you're
I'm wearing
dressed like
the fedora.
because you're dressed like a Jovito Indian right now. Ass cheeks all out.
You're you're dumb. You're dumb.
Thank you.
I'll talk about that part a little later. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think I'm
definitely.
going to save my juices for the end of my thoughts on this movie because it just
Yeah,
make it more.
I'll share it as well because I
Make
really
more
didn't get
sweet.
into it as much. Obviously I saw it as a kid, like I was saying, but we'll get into it more towards the end, definitely.
So for this episode, I actually did things a little differently.
Yeah.
I wanted to move away from the whole how I've had it. Going through the whole movie scene by scene by scene, pretty much is like feel like we do. Which is kind of hard to do because sometimes so many movies have such great quotes in like every scene.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
this movie, I kind of like tried. I'm gonna try to go based off memory more, and just kind of put like a staple of that scene, and then just go, okay, this is what happened, and we'll just kind of discuss from there.
Yeah, I like that. It might give us a little bit more time to kind of talk about the
A
overall
little
scene.
improvise.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which is good because you don't want to just always read it word by word and stuff like that. It gets a little
exactly.
bit longer.
Well, I don't. Just kidding, no,
I don't.
Yeah. So
I don't.
yeah, don't. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we?
Yes.
This movie was filmed in 1981 by Esteban Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg. Steven
Oh,
Spielberg.
yeah,
yeah.
actually, I said it wrong.
That's all right.
Starring our the lovable Harrison Ford, who
Mhm.
everybody loves. He reminds me of Han Solo a lot.
In this movie,
It's like the same, almost the same character, but like I don't know who's more cool.
yeah, that's cool because we're gonna get into the scene.
What about on the hot scale?
a 10.
Ah.
Solid. No, so right here in the scene, like we're gonna improvise a little bit. So the beginning is kind of showing him, and he's like, it's like really dark, ominous. The music is got, and he's like a dark silhouette.
Yeah,
And then you see Alfred Molina,
yeah, and
Right
there's
there.
other little homie.
this other really random dude, and he's about to shoot him, and then he pulls out a fucking whip.
Yeah, also.
And then he takes out the gun, right?
Mhm.
Dude, the thing I want to tell you about this movie is that like they make him look like if you didn't know any better about this movie, it looks like Harrison Ford is gonna be the villain of this movie because of that dark, ominous music.
a little bit.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like it's setting him
It gets
to be all
excited.
badass. We'll get into it, but
No, but he's always talking badass. He's
Yeah.
like poison too fresh. That little
Yeah.
arrow.
all the cool stuff, and
Yeah.
then later on, we'll see when he's running away. It's like it's classic Harrison Ford,
Mhm.
But continue.
Yeah, but that scene where that guy gets killed, you're like, or he doesn't get killed. but
No,
like,
he just runs away.
He runs
looks,
off.
and then Alfred Molina's or his character. I forget
Yeah.
the damn name.
I don't know.
but
I forget his name.
He just he's looking like
He's
you know.
all just super nervous. It kind of doesn't really look like him. but
No, he's
it
well.
looks super young.
It's the younger version. I might be mistaken here, pigs and bacon.
Jeez.
But I think that Alfred Molina, this was like kind of his first roles, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I'm
though.
sure it was.
Yeah, it's from what I heard somewhere, but I might be wrong.
He really says, "Oh, his name is Satipo." Good old Satipo.
Satips.
So he follows. So they arrive at the Cave of Wonders, and he pulls out a little bag of sand. And then Doc Ock, I'm gonna refer to him as Doc Ock.
That's
because
good. That's fine.
how he played. He's all, no one has come out of there alive, please. Because sweet.
It's funny because like I like so all the Indiana Jones movies. There's like 3 of them or
Mhm.
4, right?
Oh well, yeah.
We
I don't count the 4th.
Try to
I know
count
you do.
them. I know you. Yeah, I like the 4th one still.
You like it,
But-
shy.
I like Shia LaBeouf.
Mhm.
Shabuff or whatever the fuck his name is. But a lot of the characters here are always the grounded ones, and Indiana Jones is the one that's the opposite of what's going on. Like Alfred Molina is scared, and like if we were in that position, we'd be Alfred Molina.
Exactly.
We wouldn't be Indiana Jones. You know what I mean?
He's so sick.
I thought it was pretty funny. Go ahead, continue.
Then those big ass spiders just like randomly come on him as they're walking through the cage. Indy's a badass, takes him off, and like so many get on Doc Ock foreshadowing Spider-Man.
Oh,
like
I
that.
say something random about this scene?
What's up?
Little fact. So when they put the spiders on Alfred Molina's character, they were all male.
Uh-huh.
But they weren't moving the way they wanted them to. So they
Uh-huh.
added a female spider, and that's why they start to kind of move
Oh,
around. And
shit.
yeah, so like that, dude.
They get all
I-
horned up.
yeah, dude. I don't know, but I was thinking, I was like, if I was in this scene, dude, and they're like, we're gonna put some spiders on. I was like, fuck no, I quit.
Ah,
Dude, I'm
yeah,
done,
but,
dude.
but look at he became a famous actor.
That's true.
Stupid. So they're walking, and he's like, "Stay out of the light." You know, they got some. Okay, this movie's based in 1936, so it's like crazy how these like little traps exist. But like that's always been like the story with like these ancient like
ruins and
tribulations
stuff like
ruins.
that.
There's
Yeah,
always got to be some crazy traps that they set up, which I can see happening. But fuck, some of them are so elaborate.
they're pretty freaking scary, dude. Honestly, it's like.
And then they clear that one gap. Doc Ock hugs Indy all sweet because he almost falls. And then they see the golden monkey. And Melina is a little cocky son of a gun. Let's go grab it. There's nothing to grab, or something like that.
He thought that's what I'm afraid of.
I know. And then that's a floor trap reveal.
You know,
I really.
I was gonna say, you know what? You know when they put the light on and then like that.
Yeah, that's
that
when the
one,
spikes come.
The spikes come
that's
out.
Why
And the guy.
Stay out of the light.
Yeah, so that happens, and then Alfred Molina, the way he screams, like, so weird. Yeah, it's like.
But he fucking No, yeah, this reminds me of the ride.
Yeah.
Because I hate that fucking line. But standing in line is cool because like you're in the whole like Indiana Jones. They have like the diamonds on the floor. They have that little like bamboo that you can move and all the spikes come down. It's just super interactive, right? Like super cool. And they have fucking Sala. Everybody put your seats.
Sweet. Don't look into the eyes. Dude, that ride is fucking dope. And like I've scared like 3 people in my life going to that ride. You know when you pull that bamboo and it falls?
It's loud. It's
because it goes.
And I was like, ah!
Yeah, I've scared this old lady and I felt bad. I was like, oh shit.
So Indy goes ahead. He's like, stay here. And fucking Molina's like, if you insist, senor. You know, he's all scared. And then you get the little iconic transfer of the sand and the golden monkey. Iconic scene here, you know.
It's used everywhere.
He's such a badass. Like, just the way he looks and, like, everything about him. Like, he was for sure getting some tail all over the place, dude.
Yeah, he's getting some ass.
And I love Alfred Molina's character in the background. He's with his little fingers. He's you're almost there. Like, shit like that. It's so good. Trap goes off. Indy fails. Molina screws him over. That little shit.
He's like, toss me the other. Toss me the whip. Or whatever.
There's no time to discuss. So Molina goes over that little gap first as they're running out because everything's going to shit because he stole the little golden monkey. And Molina leaves him alone. He's adios, senor. Oh, like all stupid. But turns out he didn't make it very far. But before that, Indy gets out like super sick. Like he jumps and like he's all like happy that he gets on the twig, and then starts pulling, and it's just his whole expressions and like, his gestures, the way he does it. Harrison Ford, it's just like so good,
so solid.
Like he's like he knows he's fucked. Like you know what I mean? Like that's how he's acting. He's never like overcocking. Like oh like I'm gonna get out of this, and he's like fuck. He's like this could be my dude.
He barely got out.
So you see the size of relief when he like gets a little glimmer of hope. And I really love that.
Yeah, that speaks to Harrison Ford a lot because he's a great actor.
Charismatic.
Like, he's so charismatic, and like it plays on the movie, on the film, really well. And but I agree. I love those little expressions he does. But yeah,
no, yeah, they're super sweet. So he sees that Molina didn't make it far. He just ran into the light. That big ball comes out, which is another iconic thing. It's so random, like a big ass boulder, like like it's weird.
Yeah, it's like where the hell did they get such a big?
Why did it take so long?
Boulder.
Like, why did it take so long to come down? Like as soon as Indy crosses, like it just dun, 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 dun. But
and
anyway,
it has this sweet ass song plays.
Oh yeah, he has a sweet ass theme song for sure.
The score,
just the whole score of it is great.
Mm-hmm.
He makes it out, but then we see Belloc. So you chose the wrong friends. This time it would cost you. That guy's sweet. I love it.
Yeah, he's pretty sweet.
He's like a good villain. He's a good villain. He's like not a villain, but he is like.
Yeah.
He's just the archaeologist that's like more like
more about money than
money, and like I want to see. But I mean that's kind of hard to say because Nathan Drake was a thief and he's charismatic as fuck.
That's true.
Anyway, we'll get into him later. But yeah, Belloc, because like you see, he has feelings like for Marion and shit too.
Yeah.
So Indy runs. And then Belloc does that sweet little sign. He's like,
oh yeah,
because he has all the what did you say they were?
No, Hobitos.
Is that real?
Yeah, they're well, I don't know if it's real, but I looked it up.
Well, I mean, like that's the actual name.
They call them Hobitos. Like he says that he's like maybe you should have learned Hobito, like the language.
Oh, that's right.
But they're called like something other than that.
Yeah, and why are they wearing nothing? Their ass cheeks.
That's all, and it's great. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, they're probably because of the weather there.
Well, just where they are.
Yeah, they have
like savages.
Like they like.
This is the 39.
Well, no, you don't say savages.
Savages. They are, dude.
Well,
they have the little poison.
Yeah. They're just defending their little territory, but yeah, their ass cheeks are all out, and then they're running after them.
Like that scene.
I do. Honestly, I slow mode the scene, and I was like, this is the scene that portrays the whole movie.
How many jiggles?
Yeah.
So we get this our little intro to Jock, which is his pilot friend. Jock. And it's funny. He's all, start the ship.
Start the ship.
Or no, I'm sorry. Start the plane.
Oh, the plane. Yeah. I don't know why I
you
said
fucking
ship. I
agreed.
messed
You
up with
agreed
you.
with me.
Because I was thinking it
got
was
him.
a ship too.
I got you.
Yeah, got me. You got me.
So it's weird to me because like Jock sees this happening, but like he's hesitant on letting his fish go. He's all, oh, should I save my fish or should we die?
Yeah.
Like some stupid shit. Like
he
it's
probably
weird.
he
probably
had,
just hasn't eaten or something, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I was like thinking the same thing. I was like, maybe he had been fishing for such a long time
that when he
finally got something, he's all, damn it, I don't want to let it go.
Yeah, of course, because he had been there probably a long time.
And dude, fishing is fucking hard and takes a really long time.
And where the fuck did Alfred Molina and his little friend? Oh, you know what? We didn't mention.
Alfred Molina's dead.
Well, I know. I'm saying, like, how did they get to the place? Because like that plane only held 2 people.
Oh, that's right.
But actually, we didn't talk about the little friend when Belloc gets him, and then he falls over. He has all the fucking arrows in his back.
Yeah.
How was he waiting so long? Like, just waiting for him.
I don't even
Maybe
know.
he came back and then like they saw him and they shot him up.
They probably just because they nailed his ass like hard.
Yeah, he has a lot of spikes.
Yeah,
in
it's
his
like
back.
they hit him more than they should have.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay.
They got him so much that it hold him stiff enough to stand still. He was just like a museum piece, a shrine, if you will. So they get away and you get the sweet little indie music, and then we get our introduction to his fear of snakes. There's a snake in my plane, Jock. Oh, that's just my pet snake, Reggie. I hate snakes, Jock. I hate him. And he's all, show a little backbone, will ya?
Show a little backbone.
I like that he says that because India's gone through so much shit.
Yeah.
And this guy has no idea what just happened.
no.
And then he's like scared of the snake. He's all, I'll show a little bit. Like, it's funny. Like, you can see he's like, just
He's
fucking
all pissed.
sweet. He's all, motherfucker. But it's weird. I mean, obviously, I like how they make him have a fear.
So see, that's the thing I wanted to tell you that I was trying to get into beforehand is so Indiana Jones throughout the whole like kind of experience of us meeting him, he looks like such a badass. He's dressed like a badass. He has like this charisma of him already. And then you see towards the end, you know, when he's running away, he's like Steven Spielberg humanizes him. And you start to kind of like, you're like, oh shit, okay, he's like us.
He's just a man.
He's just a man, yeah. So it's kind of funny.
And that's what I was mentioning about, like, you know, his glimmers of hope when he's in trouble.
Definitely.
Like, he's, oh yeah, because like, you know, not just super, just I'm gonna make it out.
He's not a superhero. He doesn't know, he doesn't know what's gonna happen next.
So,
well, he says it later as well in the movie.
So we cut to him as a professor. So he's a professor.
Yeah.
Professor by day, adventurer by night. An archaeologist professor, of course. You know, all the sweet girls are in love with him, as they should. That weird girl, they like love you
With
on
the
her
love you.
eyelids. Like, so strange. Like, who the fuck would do something?
I kind of want you to do that for me, but
hey, just kidding. Imagine, you know, and he gets all excited, not excited, but he gets all
weirded out about it because they're like young girls. They're like,
they're super young.
He's in college, yeah.
Yeah, but they never establish how old he is. Because
No.
he's pretty young. He seems pretty young. He's got to be in his 30s.
He's like 30 something for sure. But they do kind of play with it that because eventually when he meets what's her face? Marion. She, you know, they tell you the love story, and she was younger than him, so you kind of assume that she was like he's like in his 30s, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, or you assume that.
We'll see. So Marcus, which is his, I guess his little archaeology friend, maybe the head of the department, I don't know, starts to talk to him, and he reveals that, and you know, he sells these artifacts to the museums. He's not a thief. You know, he does it for the history. Marcus takes him to talk to some men, top men. Just kidding. The men tell him about a dig happening with some Germans and the city of Tanis, the last known location of the Covenant, the Ark of the Covenant. And like when I was younger watching this shit, I didn't really understand what was going on. Like when I'm watching it young, like I lived for the action.
Yeah,
like, oh, this is so cool, but like all that mumbo jumbo, you know, like with Jurassic Park we talked about last time, like we didn't really pay attention to all the scientifics.
Yeah. It's funny because like
stuff, and the history.
The Ark of the Covenant is like a big thing, and like historically, when World War II was happening, what's it called? When Nazi Germany was going on, Hitler actually had the right hand man. His name was Himmler, and I think Heinrich Himmler, and he actually was the head of a thing for religious things because he was Catholic. So he was looking up religious items to kind of help overall with the, you know, with the winning of like the World War II kind of thing.
It's just spiritual.
And and it's pretty neat. Like if you look at the history, it's kind of cool. I don't know if it's real or not. I've always watched documentaries on it. I never read into it. But one other thing, like you were saying about the movie, all the action and stuff, same as a kid. I didn't know that like the covenant is supposed to be a way to communicate with God. That's what that is.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So like when I saw it, I was like, oh shit, that's what it was.
That's what it is. It's all crazy. And they do indeed. So, Indy, he starts talking about the covenant. The guy's not understanding the religious side of it. He's like, any of you guys go to Sunday school? And they're like, huh? Like, oh, and, then he starts talking about religious aspect of it, which is like pretty crazy as well. And then, he talks about the staff of Ra. He's smart, dude. He knows his
He's
shit.
a really smart guy. Yeah.
That's what I love about these movies. Like, they just go into it. Like, he knows all his, like, research and, like, I don't know, just they humanize him. So they show the Ark picture with the sweet, intense music. And then we get Marcus, he's like, an army which carries the Ark before it is invincible. Because, they're having that dig and all the Germans want to get to it. And so we cut to Indy's house, which I think it is.
I believe so, yeah.
Marcus meets up with him, and it's revealed that they want Indy to embark on this said adventure, and he gets all excited. He's got to pack that whip, bro. Puts that in first. I love how he does that. He like grabs a suitcase. So stupid.
Yeah.
Marcus,
did the noises in this movie.
Marcus warns him about the possible danger. He's like, I don't believe in magic, a bunch of superstitious hocus pocus. I'm going after a historical piece, and you're talking about the boogeyman. He's like, besides, you know what a cautious fellow I am. And then he puts his gun in there. He's all, sweetie. Gun in his whip, dude.
It's like his
two
iconic,
essentials.
yeah.
Two essentials. Should have brought a knife. So we cut to Indy get on the plane where we see a mysterious man watching him. And it does a sweet little him going all over the world. So now I love this next scene that we cut to. Is we're in a bar with Marion where she's introduced having a drinking game with that sweet ass dude. Remember that?
It's not a dude. I thought it was a girl.
I thought it was this whole time.
So it is a dude.
It's a dude.
Oh wow!
I'm pretty sure it's a dude. But they're taking back shots, back and forth, and she's just schooling them. But I don't really understand how she never gets fucked up. She doesn't seem fucked up.
I don't know. I think like
she's sketchy shit.
I think she is like it makes it seem like she's playing off of like, oh, I can't handle my liquor either.
She does.
So like and then but obviously she can, and then that's why she drinks them under the table kind of thing.
Yeah. But after that, she doesn't seem like she seems normal. I mean, you kind of hear a little slurring, but I don't know.
Yeah, it is weird. You would think she'd be more fucked up with all those shots she took.
But then that dude takes a shot and just smiles at her and then just fucking passes out. Dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
Everyone bounces out of there and she is met by Indy. And she punches the shit out of him because it's revealed they had a little love story.
Can I say something really quick?
Can.
Thank you.
She's only 10. She's only 10. No,
she was 12. Okay. No, so you know why I like this movie? It's like one of the most well written, like kind of romances like in the movie that I've seen thus far, because without any context of their background, all they say is a few sentences, but you already know where they were and what happened, kind of.
Because
you know what I mean?
Music too.
Yeah.
Makes it all sweet.
Yeah. And with like we said, the score but like just the way they are with each other, like you can tell something's going on. Like there is something we don't need to know more, but like with what we know, it's like it's
just
pretty
enough,
well done.
Yeah, enough to get by.
Mm-hmm.
She wants a piece of that from her. She's looking for her father, basically.
Yeah.
But he has died, and his name was Agnew. I'm just kidding. No, it was Abner.
Agnew.
So Marion agrees to Indy and his cash, and Indy ends up leaving. Because she's like, I'm gonna give you. I forgot how much he offers her, but she's revealed she had the piece on her necklace the whole time, which is the piece for the staff of Raw to activate it.
Yeah, to activate the staff. Yeah.
Clever girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then we enter Thought. That's his name.
He's
the man who was watching.
We're not thirsty.
Watching Indy on the plane. Yeah, we're not thirsty. And he always talks like he's out of breath, or he's just stuttering.
I don't know. I it's weird because he sounds like he's laughing, but he's also like out of breath. So he's like, I promise. We're not thirsty.
He's fucking sweet, though. That guy's sweet.
He is fucking sweet, dude.
His whole little thing is sweet. Marion holds her own like a badass, but Thought has some different plans and intends to burn her. But then Indy whips them into shape, and a fight commences. It's a gruesome little fight, dude. Shooting the guys on the head, and all the blood just coming down. It's just like super intense,
dude. It's super bloody, this movie, bro.
It's very gory, yeah.
And they use like a lot of practical effects, so it looks like more realistic, not like super CG. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And again, like you always see, like Indy, he's in trouble like half the time.
Of course, yeah.
He just has dumb luck, like a lot of the time. And when he gets thrown on the bar, he looks at Marion, he's all, whiskey. And then he hits the guy in the head with the bottle. Just fucking sweet. And then fucking Thought, he's like, shoot them both. And his henchman, like he didn't sacrifice his henchman. He's not a man to be trusted.
Dude, remember I was telling you prior to this our podcast that we started. Remember that I was telling you about the Super Nintendo game. So this is in one of the the games, I guess, one of the scenes, I guess, you're in this area and the song's like dun, 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 and you're running in the fire and shit, or like side scrolling.
Yeah.
It's really sweet, dude. But it's fucking hard, bro.
Oh, I bet those games are really hard.
And that's what I was telling you about.
I thought you were gonna say Thought comes out, dude. He's
no, he's there, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think he's throwing Molotovs at you, if I'm not mistaken, in the game.
Fucker.
And then if you die, remember I was telling you that Sean Connery comes out and goes, "I think I lost him."
That's just sweet. So Thought finds that piece, but ends up burning the shit out of his hand because it was in fire, and he dashes out the window like super fast. He just jumps out the window. That's his first instinct. Like, I would just use the door that he came through. Right? I mean, but I guess there's a lot of.
He's
fire
trying to make a
going on.
quick getaway.
He's like, "Fuck, this shit hurts."
Why did he? He didn't know it was gonna be hot, huh?
I don't know. Because it was getting burned, but it kind of looked like he.
I feel like he's not. Why would he try to grab it if it's in heat?
He was just so overpowered by having the possession of it. Maybe.
Makes sense.
Get dumb when shit like that.
Yeah, like my precious.
When you're hungry and you grab something that's too fucking hot or you burn yourself, like because
then you bring your mouth, you're like,
could have just waited.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh damn.
I had to readjust.
No, he adjusts his life. He adjusts his kind of like thought or
thought.
I'm sorry.
So Indy almost gets shot, but is saved by. I put Indy. Why did I put Indy twice? I think I meant Marion. Oh, yeah, Marion saves him.
Yeah, Marion saves him.
Shoots his ass. She's like, "Well, Mr. Jones, you didn't forget how to show a lady a good time. I'm your goddamn partner." So the way she says it's sweet.
It's like
Marion is crazy. Like she's intense. Like she's all over. Like, Jones, come on, man.
Yeah, it's funny because I always think this, and like I think that she is the perfect person for Indiana
Damsel
Jones.
in distress.
No, because she's not. This is the thing.
That's true. She's not.
Not like Temple of Doom like that girl. She's a damsel in distress, but this one isn't. She's a little bit more tough.
Yeah, that's true. She can hold her own. She can get fucked up. So we cut to Indy and Marion and Cairo, and we're introduced to the homie Salah. Salah. He's fucking sweet. Oh, sir, what are you doing? And then his wife, he's like, "What is this? Where did this animal come from?" And that's that stupid little monkey.
Yeah.
And we think it's all cute. And I hate that little stupid monkey. Yeah, dude. So Salah apparently is the best digger in Egypt. Racist. Salah reveals that Balak is there too. So there's our conflict for the story. He's all, "Death has always surrounded it. It is not of this earth." To talk about the ark. And then Marion takes the monkey because the monkey. They're all, "Oh, I grew a liking to you. Like you should hold on to it." Stupid mistake.
Stupid monkey.
We cut to Marion and Indy and the monkey roaming the streets. Got the sweet little banter between Marion and Indy. Like they have cool banter. I like it. He's all Indy goes, no. Marion says to Indy, "She's got your looks." And he's like, "And your brains." And she's like, "Yeah, because he's super smart. She's super smart for a woman." Like, this is fucking funny.
Yeah.
Or she's a super smart female, he says. And the monkey runs off. And he was a little Nazi monkey all the time. He says, "Hail Hitler." He says, "Hail Kong." Stupid. And his partner, he got One-Eyed Bart, his little henchman. And I think that fucker controls the monkey controls that guy more than the monkey. The guy controls the monkey. So everyone is watching Indy from above, and the head nod is given to dispatch the mercs. Remember, he comes in all sweet. He goes,
he does a little nod. Yeah.
And that's when another fight begins. Marion gets away, but is followed and brings a pan to a knife fight. But she ends up hitting that dude up, and I don't know why she bothers hiding the body. I thought she was gonna switch into his clothes. Do you remember that? She pulls his body inside the house.
I thought it was. I thought they were trying to hide the bodies so no one could find out where they were, kind of thing.
Well, it was just her by herself, and
yeah.
So I mean,
I don't remember really well.
She hits him with the pan.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And she drags him.
And she drags him in.
I don't know. Anyway,
maybe she's gonna interrogate his ass.
No, she leaves all fast.
She just kills his ass, leaves.
And then she hides in that basket. But monkey see, monkey do. That little shit dude gets. He called all his little friends. And then we back to Indy. Indy. Back to Indy where he confronts that big dude. And then this scene is always a funny ass scene to me. Because the guy comes, shows his sweet ass sword skills. Oh yeah. And then Indy just pulls out his gun and shoots him.
Okay.
There was you got it.
I know the fact. Yeah.
What's the fact? Tell me. I forgot what the fact was.
I'm factual. All right, facts here. So I guess during the filming in this movie, they were all eating food around the area that they were. They all got food poisoning, and so they had this whole thing choreography of the whole fight scene, but they ended up going and Harrison Ford told Steven Spielberg, we're not feeling well. What if I just shot him? And then Steven Spielberg's like, "Yeah, do that." And so that's what they did.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic scene, dude. I
It
love
is,
that
dude.
scene. That
I,
big guy was probably like, I finally get my break, and then just get shot.
I'm
Just kidding.
so glad that in a way I kind of I want to see what the choreographed fight was. You know, the
I'm assuming it's probably
choreography.
something like the one at the end with the other big guy.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
Also, funny thing about that big guy.
Oh,
Remind me later, okay?
I'll
Because I
remind
want
you,
to,
I'll
yeah.
remind
But yeah, no, I would have kind of liked to
He's
see
a
the choreography,
comedian.
but I'm glad that they did this because
Yeah.
it just adds so much more to the movie.
To
I was
the
like,
Indy
it's
character.
hilarious. It's awesome.
So Indy runs into the basket or into Basket City and starts to knock them all down, trying to figure out what Marion is. She's like, Minnie! And then she sees her, or doesn't see her, but hears her, and then shoots that truck down, but it explodes, killing Marion. Question mark. So then he's showing, defeated, chilling with that fucking monkey.
Stupid monkey.
And then that random dude comes up to, and he's like, "You're looking at me." He's like, that fucking remember?
Yeah.
And then that's when he talks to Belloc. And he's like, and then they start talking about the Ark, and then Belloc's like, "It's like a radio to God." And I love Indy. He goes, "You want to talk to God? Let's go speak to him together." And pulls out that gun.
He's
Like,
all, I have nothing but time. Or
fucking
something.
sweet, dude. And then they're
Because he's all miserable, bro.
Yeah.
Did you know one funny thing that they were trying to make? So two things. His original name was going to be Indiana Smith. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, and
That's
then
fucking weird.
George Lucas
I
didn't
thought it was
like
gonna
it.
be Indiana, Montana.
Dakota. No, they ended up changing it from Indiana Smith to Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
and then Indiana. Sorry, and then he was also supposed to be like a type of alcoholic in the movie. And this is the only scene in the movie where they kind of show you him having some sort of alcohol like issue, kind of. But I mean, obviously he's drinking because he's fucking sad. But he was supposed to have like more drinking in the movie for some fucking reason.
Oh, that's strange.
Facts.
Interesting. Yeah. So then Salah's kid saves them because he's about to get killed, and then we're back at Salah's house. That's when one-eyed Bart goes in to poison the dates, the little fruits. I never had a date. I don't know if I have.
I've had them, but I don't remember what they taste like.
Yeah,
I think it's like a
they always
prune.
reject me. You like that?
I'll never reject you.
So yeah, they look strange to me. But Indy grabs one because he likes them, and so does a little monkey. Joke's on you, little monkey.
It's kind of cool because this whole scene kind of builds up to like some sort of tension.
Yeah.
Because they're talking and they're not just sitting down.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's always gonna eat it and like he's gonna die because it's poison.
They got that little mystic man and tells Salah and Indy to come sit down. He's like, "Sit down, tell me." He's a warning not to disturb the Ark of the Covenant. So then they have a revelation about the amulet. I think he says like the staff's gonna be too short, Bellocs or something like that. Anyway, they have a revelation about it, and oh no, this is what. And then Salah's like, "They're digging in the wrong place." And he's like, "I am the monarch of the sea. I am the ruler of the Queen's." And that's when he saves them from eating that date. And he's like, "The monkey." No, he says bad dates.
He catches it right in
Yeah,
there.
he catches it before he eats it.
It's so cool.
And then you see the little monkey friend died.
The monkey.
He just passed out. Poor little monkeys.
No, I thought we don't like the little.
I know,
monkeys.
but I still feel bad for him. He didn't know. He didn't get into this life. He didn't choose it.
He chose to be a monkey.
He chose to be a bad man, a little German. So we cut to the dig site where Indy and Salah look for the Well of Souls. Indy jumps in the hole where cue sweet Indy music, and then we see Salah get caught at the hole and taken away from it. So we're back to Indy unveiling some sweet ass shit and assuring his findings. And he sets that staff in place where the staff reveals the location of the Ark. So he then tries to get Salah's attention where he managed to make it out of there. And for some reason, like, I don't remember Salah being there. Like, I thought, like, but I guess this kind of comes later, like, into play later. But, like, I don't remember Salah being there for when he called him back. Like, I remember him getting caught right there.
Yeah.
But I was wrong, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's funny rewatching the movie. There's, like, scenes here and there that I kind of, like, this one and The Last Crusade, for some reason, I've always, like, kind of, I don't know why, like mixed in my mind. And then rewatching it, obviously I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that was wrong right here.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you're dumb.
Yeah.
So Indy goes into a tent, finds Marion, and they kiss passionately. That was really quick. There's like, but then he leaves her ass behind because he doesn't want to blow their cover. So he's kind of smart, but she gets all pissed off. She's just squealing the whole time. And then you see him scanning the area, and he finds the area, the Ark. So we see Belloc chatting with some men, and Belloc doesn't want to hurt the girl, but they have the perfect man for the job. Heel Hitler, tot, dude. He's back with his little fresh handburn, dude.
Dude, I know.
Intense.
This is the scene where he hangs his coat, yeah?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay, because I want to talk about that.
I know, that's just fucking sweet.
It's fucking sweet.
So we're back to Indy. He's leading a small team to the Ark site. And how has no one gotten suspicion of him at this point? I don't know. It's like because he's got a big group with him, right? Shows the guys working through the night and a sweet shot of him putting his hat on. It's all
Oh, with the sun in the back. Yeah, that's
yeah.
a dope scene.
And then they hit some stone, and that's when Solo's like, good, good, good.
The cinematography for this movie is so sweet. It's
Mhm.
so like old school, reminiscent of
Yeah.
old movies. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's really good. I'm sorry, I made Salah sound way different. He goes, good, good, good. I was like, good, good, good.
No, he made it sound like an evil ass
know.
dude. He made it sound like Talk or whatever
Star
fuck his name
City
is.
Oh yeah, like that. But he's like, good, good, good. You
Talk.
see, Wendy? You see? Like he's just super.
Yeah.
I love like his background talking. Like you
Mhm.
always hear him. So then we're revealed to see a layer of snakes, and Indy's like, "Why does the floor move?" And then snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? And Salah's like, "Yes, very dangerous. You go first." He's fucking
Getting
sweet.
solid.
So we're back with Marion, and that's when Belloc enters. And like she tries to escape because he lets her go, and then she runs out but gets caught, obviously. And he's like, "You're trying to escape on foot? The desert is 3 weeks in every direction. So please eat something." Fucking sweet ass fool, huh? Marion, I love the way she eats in the scene. I don't know why.
Because she's starving, bro. Yeah.
It looks so bomb. She's like this. She's just chewing
Yeah,
like
she's
super
chewing all
obnoxiously.
yeah.
And then Belloc offers to wear her to wear that dress, and like he watches her undress, all sweet. He's all, he's all talking all.
Yeah.
You
He's like, want to
know.
open up your cabinet.
Yeah, so I didn't even notice that shit when I was watching as a kid. She models the dress, but has some plans of seduction and murder. Because she sees the little knife. She's like, So we go back to Jones rappelling down, and then you get to hear Salah again in the back. He's like, oh, carefully, settle down. Like he's just super sweet. It's just like it feels real. Like it feels like some real shit going on, like something I would do with your ass.
True that.
Joan falls and locks eyes with a snake, of course.
Oh, the cobra or
the
whatever.
cobra.
Yeah, it's like fucking.
Salah's like, I told you it'd be all right. He's all, Salah, get down here. And he's like, me.
He points at himself, yeah.
But I didn't realize how much of the comic relief he was.
Yeah.
He's like he's like so funny in every scene. Dude.
He is. He plays a big staple. Him in that, and then Last Crusade, he plays a fucking big part, or not big part, but it's fucking funny.
Yeah, he's just got a sweet. Is he in Temple of Doom?
No, I don't believe so. The Temple of Doom is the prequel, so it's like all before all this.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Always getting in wacky adventures. That Jones.
That Jonesy's.
And then Andy burns the snakes. Sick little bastard. So we're back to Marion and Belloc, and his reaction. They're all taking the shot. Like going back to back again. Marion's acting drunk, of course. We know. That's why they had to show her, drink in the beginning. And then his reaction of her taking that shot, and then like gets the knife, something like that. It's like,
oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, she grabs it.
She's like, and she plays it off super well, dude. He thinks he's gonna bang for sure, and they're like super laughing maniacally, and fucking while this is happening, we see another quick shot of like Salah and Jones, and I didn't realize Salah actually went down there with him.
Yeah, he's in there. With
I forgot
him,
about that, and then they get to lift the ark out like perfectly.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, back to Marion. That's when she tries to run. She's like, "I'm gonna go now." He's like, "Yes, I think you should." Like he's all fucked up, and then interrupted by thought.
Yeah.
He's like, "You Americans are all the same, always dressing for the wrong occasions." And then he fucking and so she runs back to Belloc, and this fucker pulls out. I don't know where he even pulls it out from, but it looks like
it's a coat hanger, bro.
I know, but it looks like what is like a fiber wire, like to choke them, right?
Yeah.
Or like to kill, or like nunchucks.
It literally looks, the way his presence is, it looks like he's about to like beat ass and like torture her.
Exactly.
And then he pulls it out, and it's a fucking coat hanger.
He makes it to a coat hanger. But the way they do it is just like the music.
The music too.
Oh
my god,
dude, it's fucking sweet,
dude. This scene like portrays like Indiana Jones the best. You know what I mean? Like the movie over, like not the whole movie, but just that this little scene fucking does that. It's fucking funny because you can tell the what they're trying to go for.
Yeah, of course. No, yeah, it's fucking sweet, dude. They make it too good. All right, everything good? Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulties on our end. So yeah, dude, it's just a stupid ass scene that I really liked, and I totally forgot that even happened. So we're back to Sala. Oh no, we already got it. They pull out the ark, and Belloc sees this. Finally, they get caught. And they're like walking, and then he's talking to the German guy. He's like, I don't like. Oh no, the German guy's like, I don't dig your American ways. Oh no, I'm sorry. Belloc says this to the German guys. Like, I don't dig your American ways. Always trying to bulldoze everything. And then that's when they see like what's going on. Like, what's going on over there? So let me see. So we cut to Sala making it out, and Indy is left alone. And then Belloc comes in. He's like, "What are you doing in such a nasty place?" And then so he's caught. He found Sala. He found their little dig site. And Indy's like, "You come on down here, and I'll show you." And he's all, "We are very comfortable up here. We are very comfortable." I don't know why he says it twice. It's weird. But I love what he says to him. He goes like, "Who knows? In a million years, maybe you'll be worth something."
I want to ask you a question on this. So remember how when we rewatch movies, you think about something different. You're like, "Oh, I don't remember the scene."
Yeah.
I always remembered that when he repeated himself twice, that it was an echo, is what he heard. And that's for the longest. I've always thought, oh, it's just echoing. That's why it's doing it twice.
No,
but it's not. He's saying it twice.
Saying it twice. No, but then even Indy's like, "Son of a bitch." I love that shit. He's just classic guy.
Yeah.
But Dot throws down Marion, and Belloc's mad that he's not getting laid tonight. She's all chirp, and then what do they say? That at least you won't be alone down there out the jail. The little Asian guy's all laughing. Dot is and then Marion's like, "Traitor, you get your hands off me," to Indy. But I love the way she jumps on Indy, like she's like climbing all over him.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna say something sweet right there. I didn't realize. But they end up locking in. Belloc's super mad, right? Because he wanted the girl for himself. But he has no choice. He has to leave her ass down there. So Marion and Indy are left alone. And he's like, "Wave at anything that slithers." And then she tries to burn his whip. She's like, "Indy!" He's like, "Ah!" And they got the stupid little banter. And he's talking about the dress she's in. He's like, "Did you even have to try?" Like, oh, dude, it's fucking sweet. It's fucking, I liked it a lot. So Indy ends up getting a plan, and then we insert the sweet ass whip sound, like super loud.
Yeah.
He catches on. So he has this plan to go through the wall because he sees some snakes coming out of it. And then that one, I love that he burns the snake when he's climbing up, and then it ends up falling on Mary, and she's like, "Ah!" It's so dumb. So the fire goes out, and Indy breaks on through to the other side. Right on time. So, and then I like how Marion like runs through, and she like hugs this random thing in that chamber. Like, why does she like obviously I wouldn't touch anything where she is, and because it ends up being the bones, right? And it's like super scary ass scene with all these corpses. Like she just ran up randomly and like grabbed something. She's like, like she's like rest, everything's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's weird.
Like she's out of it. Yeah.
It's just strange to me. I wouldn't do that if I was like in a weird place like that. So they end up getting out of the chamber and attempt to steal a plane, and that sweet fight breaks out. This fight's cool. I always love this fight. The plane one.
Yeah, with the big dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how that big dude comes out. He smiles and he takes off his shirt. Also, he's like he's all.
And you notice when he's on top of the plane, like, and he's like, "Fuck." You
Yeah.
gotta fight him, you know what I mean?
He's all shit, man. I thought it was gonna be easy.
This is what I was gonna tell you about that big dude. So that big dude actually comes out in another scene in this movie.
Does he?
Yeah, he's one of the big guys that comes out in the beginning when Todd, or I can't say his fucking name, but the Asian dude Todd.
Yeah.
He comes out in the when
the
like
bar
the
scene?
fire, the bar scene. One of the big dudes he fights is that guy. He's just covered, so you can't tell it's him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, so he has two scenes.
I guess that makes sense. Why would they want to hire a different guy like that?
And he's a big ass dude.
Yeah,
But dude, yeah, this scene, bro, is so fucking. And then the punching noises. I don't think
intense, and Indy's not getting any good ones in, dude. He keeps getting
He's
like
all
knocked the fuck down. And like he tries to trick him by like looking down at his shoes and like punching him.
It doesn't work, obviously.
So Marion ends up taking out that little guy with the gun who's in the plane, who was originally gonna get hit first, but never even knew Indy was there for a while. And then you get fucking Marion, Indy.
Yeah.
You gotta take a shot for every time she does that, dude, because she's always yelling, Indy. She's crazy.
Dude, I yelled Indy every time.
I know, me too. Starts shooting. So she starts shooting from the plane with that little convoy coming in, like kind of Star Wars style. It was like a Star Wars influence to me. Did this movie? I think. Oh yeah, this movie was after Star Wars.
This movie was, I think, before Empire Strikes Back. I believe. So I think George Lucas ended up stepping down for Empire Strikes Back, and he became a producer so he can lessen the work while he was doing this movie. Yeah.
Wait, who?
George Lucas.
He worked on.
I think he worked with him. Yeah.
I know he did on the fourth one.
Yeah, I think he did it with this one as well. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Biggs
and Bacon.
So yeah, they have that. We got this whole scene going down, and did we mention that this plane is moving around and the gas is leaking? All this inconvenient shit going on.
All this like it's just like it's like and then like the background like everything's aflame and the smoke.
Have you ever been to Walt Disney World?
Of course.
You have
Wait,
Walt Disney World?
oh, I thought you were talking about Disneyland. Sorry, no,
No, the one in of course in Florida.
no, I've never been.
I remember when I went was a kid, young. I don't remember much of it. Um, Going back in July, which would be cool. They had an Indiana Jones show.
Mm-hmm.
I think they still have it. And like I remember watching it, like it was just super sick ass stunt show. Like it was so dope. And he like runs down, the little ball comes down, he like drops down, all
Yeah,
sweet.
that's fucking
Dude, it's
cool.
crazy. It was a crazy little show.
Did they?
But,
I used to love that all Disney shows they used to have. They don't have
like
that
in
shit
Universal
anymore.
Studios, shit like that. Like there's
Yeah.
cool ass shows.
There's the cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Waterworld's like one of the last few, but it's so damn cheesy.
Is it Waterworld still going on?
It's still
I
going.
never got to see that one.
You never see Waterworld?
No, I always
That's a
wanted
sweet-ass
to.
show.
Now you
It's
know where to
cheesy
take
as
me,
fuck.
dude.
So, so yeah. So we got the big guy in Indy fight continues, and then they get that sweet ass propeller kill, which is pretty intense.
That shit just it just splashes his face, bro.
Ugh, good thing they don't show the body.
That shit was crazy.
So they take off. You know, the desert's going to shit. Everything's blowing up, and they the plane blew up, but they got away. Asala reunites with his friends, and then he's telling them they took the Ark in a truck, and Indy's like, "Truck?
What truck?
What truck?" He's like, "I don't know." And then like, "What are you gonna do, Indy?" And he's like, "I don't know. I'm making it up as I go." And then
He leaves on the that's what I was saying.
And then he gets on the sweet little horse. And I love how everyone's cheering for him. Like,
Yeah.
That's
And
so
he's just taking off on the horse.
But I love it.
Dude, this scene is fucking dope.
It is a good scene.
Dude, they're all pretty great scenes, but like this one, he's just riding that horse and he's trying to get to the convoy. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a game if you're not familiar.
Okay.
Called Uncharted. Oh, not you.
Of course,
I'm talking
yeah.
about
Oh, yeah.
This movie really wanted to make me play Uncharted again because there's a scene like this and you're on horses and you're chasing a convoy.
Yeah.
Obviously, that game is big influence from Indiana Jones,
Definitely.
and they do it super
that
well.
and Tomb Raider.
Yeah, not Tomb Raider 2, but Uncharted I think does it super solid.
Oh yeah. No, I'm talking about like I think Uncharted is kind of like trying to be Tomb Raider as well. But no, dude, that's so true. I wanted to play actually. The other day you had told me, I downloaded Uncharted 4.
I was like, I really want to play that game. I wanted to play Uncharted 4 on PlayStation 5.
I was about to freaking do that too, and I was like, no, I got to get through Ghost of Tsushima. God, that's a great game.
Yeah, fun games. Listen to our other podcast, Gameables. Nah, I'm just kidding. So where am I? Okay, so that's when they're chasing the convoys. And then we got another fight. Sweet car chase battle. You get the Wilhelm scream. You get the sweet over the top action. Ramming cars and motorcycles off the road like a boss. Indy's just fucking like just super cool. Like, he's all confident. Like that's the part when he's cocky.
That's when he's cocky. Yeah,
he's got his big fucking big rig, and that's he could have took a little inspiration from his old characters, Han Solo. Don't get cocky.
Don't get cocky.
Because he ends up somehow getting thrown through the window by that guy.
Because a German that he doesn't know goes through the window, starts fighting him, and then
he grabs him and
tosses him.
He ends up launching out all the way. There's no way. There's no way. That guy was way smaller.
And then
it was the big guy, maybe.
And he's grabbing onto the hood. Yeah. And he's grabbing onto the Mercedes Benz, or what is that logo? Is it Mercedes Benz?
I'm pretty sure it was.
And then it snaps off, dude. It was intense for me, bro.
But I love the way he crawls under because they're trying to ram him at the other car in front, like a Belloc and Totskar, and that German dude. I don't even know his name. So he gets away, and he gets on his little whip, and he starts fucking whipping around in the back, and then he makes it away with the Ark. And I like when he finally gets the truck and he goes into the town. And those dudes let him in that garage, and then they just close it up super quick and acting like it's a fruit stand.
That's remember that? I remember
it's
that.
so good, and everyone's like, and that's when that Belloc and them come, and they're just like, "What the fuck?" Like,
did he go?
And they play it off so good, and then right when they leave, they're all, "Yeah!" It's so good. Dude.
But it's like, how do they all know each other?
But I think what it is like the probably the religious belief with the Ark, maybe.
Oh, makes sense.
I think that has to do a lot with why they're cheering and they're happy that it's safe because they know They have the religious beliefs. I'm assuming. I don't know.
No, that's a great assumption because I wouldn't have thought of that. Because it makes sense. Just because if the bad guys get it, they know that they're gonna use it for something evil, and it's something religious, so they don't want it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they don't want it to be destroyed or whatever they're gonna do with it. So they make it away, and then they get that. We cut to those guys sweet dancing before that boat. We get the boat, and that's when we get our intro to Mr. Katanga. The ship captain, and then Salah's like, "These are my best friends. They are my family." Blah blah blah. And he's like, "My cabin is theirs." He's like, "Mr. Jones, like your appearance is exactly what I imagined." Like it's fucking sweet. He's like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And then Salah makes his sad goodbye. He's like, "You're my friend." And then Marion just gives him that sweet. This part I love. She goes, She gives him a kiss on the cheek, and he goes, that is for Faya. Gives a cheek on the other cheek. This is for your children, and then gives him a kiss on the lips. On this is for you. And then he does that sweet smile, and he goes, "I am the man." You know, he's already. He doesn't sing that song again, but he goes all sweet to those guys. He's all like, and it's such a classic scene, dude. That's the last we see of Salah, but fuck, I love his character.
Salah's fucking dude. We should dress up like Salah.
I know, and I don't even remember like. I mean, I do remember now. I know why. Like, he's so prominent in the ride.
Yeah, of course.
He's fucking like super. Like, he's that comic relief. Like, super good.
He's all hello in the ride. You know.
Yeah, it's fucking dope. I'm glad they haven't changed it.
Oh, definitely.
To Shia LaBeouf. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, imagine what if like I'm sorry, little for instance. What if they did Shia LaBeouf's ride?
Oh, that'd be horrible.
I don't know who'd go on. Everyone
would go on it, but yeah, you can't mess with that one, dude.
I never heard anyone other than myself that said that they liked Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, dude.
I know, but that ride in Indiana Jones is pretty freaking good. Like, it's super good for like its time.
It's one of my favorite rides.
It's one of the best. Yeah, it's like, and it's crazy how like it looks good. I feel like they've never really like worked on it.
They changed things here because they did. I mean, at some point during like maybe the 2010s or something, they did change the ride for you to go through 3 different routes. But they're the same thing.
Yeah.
But they're like now, and then they added like some sort of not CGI, but what's it called? Like
no, you know what it is?
It's
the illusion.
Mm-hmm,
it's just the illusion that you're going through another area.
Yeah. And then it's all. I don't know that's the other song.
I want to go on.
Yeah, I missed it.
So, Indy and Marion, they're on the boat, and then I like how she's looking in the mirror and she hits him with that glass all sweet. He's like, but she doesn't hear him because the boat's all. And then of course Indy has to have a shirtless scene.
Of course,
he's like, it's not the years, honey.
It's the mileage.
Yeah, I love that. I love that shit.
I like this scene because like she goes. Because he's trying to get her away from him. Because I'm okay. I don't need a nurse. And then he's like, where does it hurt? And he points to his elbow.
He's like, here, and that's when she kisses it.
And
he's all, here.
And then he's
and he's like, a little bit here.
Yeah.
He's like, that can use a little bit, and then he's like, here on his lips.
Yeah.
I don't like this scene. I don't know what it is. I didn't really like it,
bro. I'm sorry. I didn't. So you probably found it cringy to you. But
it was a little cringy.
I thought like
you done it.
It was honestly,
but on your ass.
But
yeah.
I'm gonna tell Carlos when I fall. I'm gonna go to his house. I'm gonna fall purposely. I'm like, it hurts.
I'm aware. But I like how he falls asleep all quick, dude. You know, she's all mad. She's like, we could never get some time alone.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't I'm glad they didn't go that route. Like they started to, but like, you know what I mean? Like, because he's like a James Bond in a way, but like they didn't really make him out to be.
Well, that was like one of the
super womanizer.
That's one of the things that they were trying, because he was trying to. Remember, I told you, I forget. I think it was George Lucas or Steven Spielberg, either or. But they were trying to sell them on the film, and they told him, he's like, I think George Lucas had just gotten off of Star Wars, and he's like, the next movie I want to do is a James Bond movie, and then Steven Spielberg's like, actually, I have a movie for you. And it's Indiana Smith, and he's like James Bond but better and without the gadgets, you know. And then he sold him on it, and he's like, but it's gonna be a 3 movie. And then George Lucas is like, he's like, I don't want to do it if it's a 3 movie because they don't like to do sequels really.
Yeah.
And then he goes, no, don't worry about them. They're already written, but they weren't written. He just lied to him.
He goes, but what if I told you the 4th was starring Shia LaBeouf? Man.
He's what if I told you in a few years?
We're giving him a lot of shit, but he's good at it. I
think so too.
So the Nazis end up finding their boat and they capture Marion and the Ark, but you know.
But I want to say something before. Sorry, I know we were making fun of Shia LaBeouf. We're not making fun of Shia LaBeouf, the actor. We're making fun of that movie because it wasn't a like. No.
I'll tell you a funny story about that movie later.
I do want to hear it. Okay. Continue though.
Well, no, it's not that funny, but it's sad actually. So the Nazis find them in a boat, capture them, and then that sweet ass Captain
Katangas, dude.
He grabs Marion, he's like, I killed Dr. Jones. I had no need for him. He's like, you leave the girl with us, you take the Ark. It's like, so she has far more purpose for us. Like, you know, he's protecting him though. He's like, I killed him, the way he says it all sweet. But they don't fall for it. They end up taking the girl anyway. And then that's when they take off. The Germans take off on their boat, and then that's when the captain, they're all overlooking the ships, and his little friend comes up to him and he goes, I can't find Mr. Jones anywhere. He's like, he has to be somewhere. Look again. And he goes, I found him. there, and they're all he's climbing the boat. I'm surprised they weren't cheering like ah. No, just kidding.
That's when he swims to the other
Yeah,
boat. Yeah,
he's getting on the boat, but
there
he's
was
like,
there was a scene of him like swimming and holding. He was holding onto the top of the boat, like those little things that like kind of stick up out of a boat, out of the ship or whatever. And he was like he was almost freezing to death, but they took that off, and so there's like a little like random ass plot hole of him just being there.
Yeah, him just go all sweet. So Indy's he gets to where they are, and he puts on the German outfit, but he's a little too fat. And then luckily he finds a bigger one in a comical fashion. Of course, that guy's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then we see Belloc and that the big German guy. The German guy's like, "Oh, I don't feel comfortable doing Jewish rituals." And that's when Belloc's like, "Oh, would you rather do it in front of your Führer when we get to and show him that there's nothing in the Ark? Wouldn't you rather confirm?" And the guy's like, "Okay." They're just they're getting a little crazy. So we cut to the desert where they march to their doom. We see Thoughts, sweet little bald spot. He's wiping his head. And then that Jones ended up making it with him. And that's when he bamboozled them and he has that bazooka. He's like, everybody stop. I'll blow the
I'll blow the Ark.
Blow the Ark. And then
I just want the girl.
That German guy's like, if we refuse. And Belloc says, then you're for or no, he says, then you're for her and has no prize. But then Belloc ends up sweet talking him and it works. Because he's like, I know as much as you hate this, like you want to see what's in that Ark because he's an archaeologist and he does, and that gets him because he's like that's what he came like he really wants to know what's going on in there.
I believe sometime during this scene, Belloc's character, if you really watch closely, a fly looks like it goes into his mouth and he keeps acting.
Oh no shit!
But yeah, and then Steven Spielberg eventually had talked about it, and he said that he edited it so it can look like he still ate it. But then they talked to the actor, and he said that right when he says, I think he says bad or something, it comes off supposedly.
Oh, shit.
But it looks like he ate it. You can see it. I'll show you. Watch.
That's fucking sweet.
But then he kept his composure eating the fucking fly.
I know. That's good. That's solid acting, bro. And then we cut to the ceremony ritual, and then they all find, so we got Indy and Marion that are tied up to the pole, and then they find that there's sand in the Ark. Everyone's pissed, but Thought laughs his ass off. But then some sketchy shit starts happening. All these ghosts start coming around and flying around, and then the music just turns. Dude. It's like dun, 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 dun. It gets super scary, and then Indy tells Marion, "Go close, keep your eyes closed, no matter what you do."
Yeah.
Don't look into the eye. It's really just a dark, spooky scene, the face melting and Belloc then his head explodes, and all the guys are getting zapped. It's super cool though. I don't know the way it just does. It was God pretty much saying don't fuck with this or you know what I mean or whatever. They were right not to you're right not to fuck with it. You know what I mean because this is what's gonna happen. But it's just super scary and super it's just a little scared. I wonder if that should really happen.
Maybe, so now we gotta go find the Ark.
So they believe. So Indy and Marion are unharmed because they kept their eyes closed. So they're all happy. They get away. So they're back to school and those fat cats are happy. We got Dr. Brody and Dr. Jones who are not satisfied because, they're like, what the fuck happened to the Ark? We want to know. And then they're like, oh, don't worry, we have top men working on it. And he's like, who? Top men. I don't know. I'm doing Star Wars.
I know. That was about to ask.
And then we see Indy outside. He's all pissed off. He's like, bureaucrats. And she's like, Indy, it's okay. I'm like, he's disappointed what happened to the Ark. They just took it. He didn't even get to get up close and personal. But they ride off into the night, as in love they are. And then we get to see the Ark with its top men being rolled into a shitload of crates.
Can I say something about this? And then we end up finding where the crate is actually.
Do we?
Area 51. Because
when
we watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls, that's what they tell you.
That's right. That's true. Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls.
There it is. And that's the end.
That's Indiana Jones. Now let me tell you something.
Tell me. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first of all, what are you rating this movie?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Lex.
Of course. I always ask.
Yeah. You have to. This is the part of the podcast. I rewound. I rewind this movie. This is a solid ass movie. This is one of those movies so there's a few set of movies that I would recommend people to watch, and this is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great time watching it. I can't remember when's the last time I've watched this movie and not thoroughly enjoyed it. Even when it comes out on TV and it's even the bits and pieces halfway the ending of it, I still enjoy because I know where they're going. Because you can just jump into this movie and enjoy it.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
of
like
course.
it's a great movie, and it's a rewind for me, man. I've
Mm.
always loved it as a kid. It's one of those ones that I got brought up to
Mhm.
as a child with my brothers, and it holds a special place for me.
It's just a boy.
He's just a bear. What about you? What are you rating it?
So it's interesting because I haven't seen it in a while, and I think it's close to that. Going to be a rewinded. It turned into a rewinded,
That's awesome. I'm
and
glad.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
This is always like my favorite. And when I was younger, Harrison Ford was my favorite actor because of this movie.
That's cool.
And like he was the one actor. Like I'd always like say some shit like when in school, like movies or acting, I would say Harrison Ford, and I knew his name because of, like this. And I knew him as Han Solo, but I knew him more from this. Like this one was just like more like this is just like one of the best like movies I've ever seen. I've been here for Halloween, sweet ass fucking costume I had. I remember there was a Black Friday where the only thing I bought was the 4K editions of these damn movies. And it was weird that someone asked, "Oh, what'd you get?" And I'm all Indiana Jones collection, like some stupid shit. And they're actually coming out with the 4K edition, like they said something like
really
recently,
that's fucking
recently
cool.
they just announced it.
I actually want to buy them all digitally again. I don't own them.
But I love this movie, and then I remember going to Kingdom of the Lost Skull. Is it Kingdom of the Lost Skull? Is that what it is?
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull. I'm sorry. I remember going to that midnight show to go watch it and being so mad.
And I can see that,
movie.
because I know how you are, and I know how you felt about it after you telling me this.
Yeah.
Or
I had the Legos.
You told me like
and
prior to that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go continue.
I had the, I was into Legos when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I always kept his Lego. Like when I put everything away, I'd have his handy. Because and I had the toys and remember the games. It's just everything is just super
the Xbox One and all
but
that.
Yeah, so I had just been an Indiana Jonesy, and when I was watching this movie, like I was having fun. Like I was
so glad.
this is such a great like just action, like super popcorny, like like it's cheesy. Yes,
you want to
like,
cheer and
but
shit.
it's great. Like it makes you smile. Like it's just I was smiling the whole time. Like I was having fun.
I'm so glad.
That's why I didn't go like the same route I kind of did. And I mean, I did still stick to that same route, and maybe it kind of threw us off a little bit, but it'll get better.
I thought it was a little better the way you did it. It led us to discuss more, which I kind of enjoyed. But I'm glad that we. What's funny is that I recommended this movie, and I was just like, you know what, I feel like watching this movie because like I said, it's a rewind. I watch it pretty consistent. I never watch it around my wife. I should because she usually doesn't want to watch a lot of movies that I watch, but this is one of the ones I really wanted her to kind of check out. And it is a classic, dude. I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk shit about.
No. And then you got the ride, which is badass. And then I've seen the show. Like
that's her favorite ride. My wife's favorite ride. And she loves that ride.
That's a badass ride.
Fun.
And you make you feel like you're in the Indiana Jones.
This is a random little thought. Am I tripping? Or when the last time you rode that ride, was it a little bit more crazier? Or is it as the older we get, we feel it more?
I think it's we feel it more like because we're not like we like the thrill still, but we're just like a little more sensitive to it now. We're just like this is a little too much right now.
Because you're like jumping, like jolting around,
my back,
and I was like, my hip. No, but it's a great ride. But I'm glad that that I was able to share this movie with you.
Good. I mean, I've seen it before.
No, I mean with the podcast, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's one of the best in the bunch, which leads me to a review titled "The Best of the Bunch."
I like that.
A 1 out of 10. Let me read it for you. It says this is it, folks. It doesn't get any better than this. You know the plot, you know the music, but trust me, this is the one to see. Harrison Ford at his peak. Karen Allen is perfect. Why in the world did Spielberg not use her again? She was far superior to the whiny Kate Capshaw, and every supporting actor is spot on. This is the one that started it all, for better or for worse. I'm of the school that thinks the sequels were inferior retreads, but that's neither here nor there. This is a great movie, and you should see it already. So I read it in a weird tone because when I was reading this, I'm like, wait, are they being serious? Or like they're just
being facetious about it?
Yeah, exactly. But I think they just fucked up because when I was looking at some other ones, there's a lot of there's like 4, so there's maybe a little less than 10 of the 1-star reviews on this movie, and at least 3 or 4 of them are actual 10 stars of people praising this movie, but they marked it as a 1. So I thought it was hilarious because I'm reading it, I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, this person's being sarcastic, like, so that's why I had to read it that way. But no, it was just great. But there's one little bad one that's just like someone just wrote it recently, actually, and this
really?
Actually 4 days ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, single worst movie I've ever watched in 2021. Don't care if it was considered good 40 years ago, but everything on this movie is just world worst. And if I had watched this 40 years ago, I don't think my comment would change.
Damn.
Like, damn, someone literally just watched this and been like, fuck it, I'm going to write this review.
You know, I always say
it
this.
didn't age well. It's like a lot of movies don't, but it's still fun. Like, obviously the effects are different. They don't have the effects we had.
Yeah, I want to say this because I usually always kind of like, you know, when we hear a review, I go like, oh, they're dumb, but they're not. You know, they're entitled to their opinion.
Of course.
The thing I would love to know is like, what is their movie that they think is good?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like reviews are. I've never been a big fan of reviews. I like hearing people's perspective on things, but I don't like hearing people's like, oh, I rate it or like number rating. You know what I mean? I want you to know why I felt this movie was this for me.
Yeah, that's weird because I'm kind of the opposite. I like to read the reviews, but the only reason because I just like to hear their opinion and just be like,
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I like too. Yeah,
I'm gonna form my own, but like I like to hear what people have to say about it.
Yeah,
but like if there's like a lot of like bad reviews, then I would probably trust it.
Yeah,
but when it's like mixed, it's like
it depends on who you're reading and how, because some people have like a very similar taste of you in reviews, and that's what you kind of follow. But like I'll tell you this: the reason I don't like reviews. I know you're not the biggest fan of Tron Legacy. I love Tron Legacy. I know what it's about.
I haven't seen it in a while.
It's not the craziest movie, you know. I know it's not like the best plot and all that.
Uh-huh.
But someone who wrote a review said, and I quote, and this is Rotten Tomatoes. This is why I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes. They said, if you want a good social media movie, watch The Social Network. The one with what's his name?
Yeah.
And I was just like, they're both different movies. They don't.
Wait, that's what it really said.
That's what it really said on the review. I wish I could find it, and if I do, I'll send it to you. But
I'll have to do Tron Legacy at one point.
I know,
I know your ass does.
I love that movie. You know, yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, it was just I don't trust reviews. I like to formulate my own opinion. Definitely.
Yeah, sometimes they're a little whiny, and
but it costs money.
Some of the shit like they talk about, it's like, come on.
It depends on how.
I think I'm more like when it comes to games, I more trust reviews because I'm like, I don't want to buy an expensive ass game like and be disappointed with it. You know?
I think with me and you, when we had the AMC Stubs membership and we were able to watch more movies, it was a little bit more like we can start watching crappy movies that we think might not be good, and we'll see how we enjoy them.
Yeah.
But now, like when you're actually paying top dollar for something, you're like, do I really want to spend $20 on this fucking movie that we don't know?
Speaking of which, the movie theaters are supposedly back open, right?
I know. Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm actually gonna try to watch a movie this weekend if I can.
Indiana Jones. No, see, I remember. I remember I was playing.
Oh yeah, dude.
At one point, they were they were doing a lot of the.
I heard
rewatch the classic. I'd be super down to go.
I'd be super down too, man.
Let's go. So that wraps up Indiana Jones. We are probably not going to do the second and third one yet, but we will do it eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm glad you picked that movie. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Next week. I don't know what we're doing exactly yet.
Not yet. We'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. So again, we got all the little Twitter stuff,
social media,
Instagram, Quotables Cast. Give us a follow or a shout out. Let me know if you like our new little route we're trying to go. We'll clean it up. Oh, I'll clean it up. We'll clean it up. Don't you worry. But yeah, is there anything else you would like to tell our listeners?
No, thank you guys. Well, yes and no. I was gonna say no. No, thank you guys again for tuning in. We do appreciate the listen, and we have fun. So
for every 100th listener, you will get a whip. You'll get whipped by Ernie.
You get whipped, creamed. You like that?
I like that. I do like it. Thanks again.
And play us out.
Toodles.